yesterday, I think it was, about someone had a YouTube up about me about a friend of mine named Chris Jones. Chris Jones has been a friend of mine for many, many years. I've known he was railroaded completely by the system. The people who are reporting the story do not know the facts, and the people who think that I am somehow wrong for defending a child molester do not know the fact. He is not a child molester, never has been.
For the most part, I've known about Kent since I was like 20, and I found his videos through the church I was going to at the time, and I just kind of got to know him from there. Then I found out he was in prison, and lo and behold, then he gets out, and then, of course, then I continued to follow him on YouTube and stuff like that. I found out who Kent was by just sending me and my wife. I gave her a choice of we can go down here and visit Kent and his wife, Mary, at the time, or we could go over to the beach and just, have a good time together there. She chose to go over there to see Kent and Mary. And lo and behold, a day and a half there showed me who Kent was. So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. So, explain the red flags that you got while you were there.
Well, a lot of the red flags, actually, when you stop and think about it, when I look back, granted, I know it's 3 years ago, but when you look back at it, it turns out that there was a lot more red flags than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're absolutely.
But there's more red flags now that I look back in my head, and one of them is he would call me from time to time and say, "Hey, have you heard something from Theo?" And I'm like, "Nah, I ain't heard nothing from him." And because you weren't literally on a phone call basis or nothing. I guess he wanted more information as to whether or not he did a video. So I was like, okay, that's his narcissistic personality coming out. Then there wasn't no communication about, what where me and my wife were even going to sleep that night, or nothing like that. I told him I can get a hotel. He's like, sleep in the cabin. I was like, whatever. But for the most part, we got there. And then another red flag is because, nobody's doing no work because I guess it was like Memorial Day weekend, I believe. And he was in his house taking a nap, and he knew I was coming, so I didn't know why, he wasn't prepared or nothing. But another red flag in my head was when he did that video where he was, he literally did a video that night just because I was there. And I was kind of like, wait a second. You don't have to do this just for me. It was called Don't Worry, I'll Bury the Dog or something. Some little joke that he probably stole from somebody else. But yeah, there was lots of red flags. And then the ultimate red flag was when, after church, me and my wife, we were in the RV. We were all going and doing our thing. The wife went with Mary and the other women into Walmart to do whatever they need to get done. Me and Kent, and I don't, remember the kid's name, but of course I would say the kid's name anyway. But we were at Tractor Supply, and while we were at Tractor Supply, he was telling me about a fella named Chris Jones. Now, if people don't know who Chris Jones is, that was a convicted child molester that, 3 years ago, Kent was trying to get me in contact with that lives in my area. Now, I come to find out the guy lives in the south side of town in my area, and that was kind of like, okay. I was like, Kent, okay, so what does this guy do? He's like, well, what it was is he was playing strip poker with some kids, and he was like, but once they got to their underwear, that's when he stopped, and then he's like, he picked one of them up and threw them in the pool. I'm like, in my head I was thinking, well, I can't get out of the RV. It's kind of my ride back to my car. So it was kind of like, is he really saying this stuff to me? Because right after he was done telling me some of the stuff he was doing, he's like, but he didn't do nothing wrong. I was like, wait, you just told me he plays strip poker with kids.
Right.
Well, hello there. Sounds like you're traveling.
We are. We're in the motorhome. Just got into Tennessee. Hey, the guy's name is Chris Jones.
Alright, hold on. Let me get a piece of paper here. Because I know I ain't going to remember that. I'm terrible with names. Alrighty, Chris Jones. I remember that name a little bit.
He was very unjustly prosecuted. Let's see. I'm looking up his number here.
Oop.
On the other phone. Maybe I'm not. Anyway, he spent time in prison for child molesting and did not do any such thing. It was a setup. The boys were 10 and 11, and they refused to testify against him. He did nothing wrong, but he actually went into he got a job as working at the was a place in California where the Owl is. All the bigwigs go there. Let's see, what's it called?
Not entirely
Bohemian Grove. That's where they make all their plans for the New World Order. And he got a job there and videotaped a bunch of stuff, and they wanted him in prison. And boy, they can lock. I just thought you might want to have him on your program. He'd make a great guest.
All right.
Known him for years. Great guy.
And honestly, my biggest issue is if he should have knew better than to do that kind of game with kids though. That's my biggest issue.
Well, he lived there. You need to give him a chance to defend himself. He lived with his family. He knew these boys. They were just horsing around, like 10 or 11 years old. Doing. I don't know exact details, but let him defend himself. Anyway, that's it. Any more from Theo?
Oh. No, I ain't got nothing else from him. I ain't even stressing on him, really.
Okay. All right, I got another call. Got to go here. Thanks a lot, brother.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
No. I wanted to be 100% sure about what I'm going to mention in the next few minutes before I actually, put this out there. I wanted to be 100% sure because I was like, did I hear him correctly? Because it was after church on Sunday and we were coming back from a Tractor Supply. And I was like, I couldn't have heard that correctly. Did he just agree with and told me that fella did nothing wrong? And if I didn't go to church, I wouldn't have heard this. But then we went to church. Okay, that's cool. Pretty decent service. I was kind of a little confused. I was like, okay, in the pews there's KJV Bibles. And I know Kent's a very staunch King James version. But the fellow that was preaching I believe it was the New King James. The fellow preaching was going from the New King James. And no, that's not the reason. But that kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, you're strictly KJV, but you're contradicting yourself by going and listening to people who use something else. Whatever, though. I'm not stressing on that. But then, of course, we had lunch, and we went to a Mexican restaurant. That's cool. Yet another meal paid for. And then, I think some women had to go to Walmart, so we dropped them off at Walmart, and me and him and two other kids went over to Tractor Supply because we were going and looking for like a tow hitch or something. So we ended up going there, and then on the way back to pick up the ladies, he tells me about a fella. This fella here, I'm not going to mention his name. I got the fella's name, I got his phone number, I got a little bit of details, but he goes into detail with me, and he tells me about how this fella played strip poker with two little boys, 10 and 11 years old. Two boys, 10 and 11 years old. He tells me the story and tells me how, they were goofing off and they were playing strip poker, and then when they got to their underwear, kind of sickening in my view, but that's besides the point. Two little boys, the guy got them down to their underwear, and that's where he told them, okay, we got to stop now. We can't go play no further. And the little boy, one of the friend, I guess one of the little boys was a friend of the other kid, and he told his parents or something, and then the fella got arrested. Well, somehow he got in touch with Kent, and I don't know. Kent told me the fella did nothing wrong. So, yesterday I called Kent. I was like, Kent, this is kind of bugging me a little bit. You know, I need a little more detail on, because he was trying to get me to call the fella, have some fellowship with the guy. I'm like, in my head, did I hear you right? You want me to have fellowship with someone who's a convicted pedophile? That's kind of a little weird. And
Billy, this is Kent Hovind. I saw your YouTube. You've made a giant mistake, brother. You have stepped in it. Proverbs 18 says, if you answer a matter before you hear it, you're a fool. You did not call Chris. You did not get his side of the story. You did not talk to me. I told you that Chris was wrongly imprisoned, and he did not do anything wrong. I talked to Chris for a half hour this morning. He was framed, brother. You made a fool of yourself. You need to take that YouTube down, or I'm going to post a YouTube explaining the whole story. Call Chris. You do not know what you're talking about. You went off half-cocked, and this is a major mistake. You should stop. Thanks, brother. Call me if you need me. We're driving all week. Bye.
End of message. Delete.
So it's like, no, that don't make sense. So then he proceeds to tell me about his, you know, the conspiracy theory about how Chris Jones was just exposing the government, you know, Bohemian Grove and stuff like that. Don't get me, you know, I understand there's a lot of things that happen over at Bohemian Grove, but if they wanted to get rid of Chris Jones because of the stuff he was trying to expose over there, the New World Order and stuff like that, they would have just killed him.
That's right.
They wouldn't have made those. Yeah.
That's absolutely right. I mean, and the what is more obvious, well, unless people do their homework, is the kids actually came out and said he was showing them porno. This isn't a setup. These were kids that were involved, and multiple kids were involved. I know one for sure. I'm pretty sure I read about two or three.
I know there were two in the strip poker incident.
Yeah, and he was actually showing. It's disgusting. I don't even want to talk about it. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I understand that.
And so that's who Kent's friend is. And Kent, I know 100%. I'm trying to find the video. I don't know if I'll find it because he makes so many. When he would go to California or someplace to speak, this Chris Jones guy would pick Kent up in a limousine. So this isn't like oh well, he's an acquaintance that I call friend, and I'll, you know, get off my back. It's an acquaintance, and, you know, forgive me if I say friend. No, he knew Kent for a long time. They've known each other for a while. So anyway,
there's children all over that campground.
Yeah, and there was a child
there
that
needs to be something happening.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, in general, there's something that needs to happen in order to protect these children that literally live there.
That's right. And, you know, I mean, there was a child, a little Russian boy. It was nighttime. Everybody was freaked out because they couldn't find him. And the little kid said that there was somebody hiding in the woods and held him down on the ground. And when people started looking for him, the guy ran off. And Kent was like, "Oh, the kid's lying." When kids are scared, they lie. It's like he has no empathy. There's no emotion. It's like it's like he's building this park for these children, these kids, and saying, "Hey, come on down. Let me help you. Let me save you to Christ." But then a child drowns and he has no emotion. He's sitting handing out pamphlets to people in the hospital, asking them to come to DAL. Could care less about the child that just died. It's bizarre. So as this information comes out, Kent is going to try to direct people to Ted Gunderson, who helped Chris Jones. Well, I'm going to show you here. Chris Jones went into Bohemian Grove and supposedly filmed and exposed it back in 2004 and 2005. But the charges against the children that he abused was back in 2003. Okay, people, you need to do your research. Okay, it's important. This was a letter written by Chris Jones, codenamed Kyle. He managed to get employed inside Bohemian Grove in 2004 and 2005. He's writing this article. He's writing this about himself. Hello, I'm the guy who obtained the video footage inside Bohemian Grove. Okay? back in 2004 and 2005. I'm going to show you here right now, and I'm not going to get in. It's disgusting. I don't want to get into the details, but we're going to find out right here that the lewd acts against children were in 2003. Okay? He tried to fondle a boy named Anthony. Okay, fondling him. Another boy, Tyler. Okay, these kids came forward. The evidence, there's picture evidence. He was showing kids pornographic material down the street. I'm not going to get into it. It's disgusting, okay? It's disgusting, but there's multiple victims. And this is the guy that Kent, and you're going to see in future videos, this is the guy that Kent calls his friend, would drive in limousines when Kent would go to his city to speak at an event. This Chris Jones would pick up Kent in a black limousine, and the black limousine is what he used to fondle some children. Go look up the court transcripts. I'm not going to read it. Okay? And I'm not insinuating Kent is this type of person. All I'm saying is that these are the type of people he surrounds himself with, and then he wanted Chris Jones to come to DAL to live there, to work there. And you're going to see that from other people, multiple witnesses. Okay, so let's get into... So he's going to show you this video, Ted Gunderson, and say, oh, it's legitimate. Well, okay. Well, he was involved in COINTELPRO. I think to expose, disrupt, and discredit. I mean, people can go look up all this information. Here is Bohemian Kyle. This is his videos that he, quote-unquote, said that he exposed. You can go watch all this. I'm not going to play it all. It's dumb stuff. It's dumb stuff. Okay? People have been outing Ted Gunderson as a con artist that he is for a long time. And in fact, in February 2000, Gunderson was caught stealing from the Trust of Mary Sheeb of Las Vegas. Okay, you have to go do this research, people. You got to go find this all out. In 1998, Ted Gunderson married the widow of Anton LaVey, Diana LaVey. All right? This woman, Barbara Hartwell, she's former CIA, was friends with Ted Gunderson, okay, believes in the Lord Jesus Christ. She talks about at the time that Ted Gunderson, here she says she broke her association with Gunderson because he was just a bad person. I received a letter from Ted Gunderson stating that he had that the marriage with Anton LaVey's widow did not work out. All right? And here's her evidence. And the woman's name is didn't work out, Diana. Right here, Diana. Okay? Letter from Ted. Okay? Goes back to projection. These people project what they themselves are doing. Let's go after satanic cults. Let's go after this. And because they want to hide their crimes. They want to hide their filthiness. Now, I'm going to show you this right here. Art Bell, who is Coast to Coast AM, okay, he's got a show that he talks about aliens and all kinds of stuff, okay, whatever. Bell first came to Fox in December 1997 saying that he had been slandered by an ex-FBI agent turned radio host and one of his guests on a shortwave radio show broadcast out of Nashville. The pair, host Ted Gunderson and guest David Hinkson. Okay? Art Bell ended up suing Ted Gunderson because Ted Gunderson was saying that Art Bell was a pedophile, he was a satanic pedophile, blah, 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 trying to ruin his reputation. I'm going to leave it all at that. You guys need to do your research. Okay? One more thing. Alex Jones was tied into all this stuff, and I have all of these links. This was years ago. I was going to come out with videos on this, and I just didn't have the time. But a lot of these links are now gone. Where Alex Jones was promoting this Chris Jones dude. Most of the links are gone. Okay? Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. John 8:32, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Matthew 18:6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. You don't hurt children. It's bad enough that you lie and slander people. I'm a big boy, I can handle it, but you don't hurt children.
time to shut the videos down for a few days, but, family grief.
Right. All right.
I guess to end it, like you always do, let's end on the Word of God,
Oh, awesome. It is that the Word of God is the truth, and that Lord Jesus Christ is the truth, and outside of Him, like I say, outside of Him and what lines up with the Bible, if it's not there, if it looks fishy, it's not the truth, okay? You got to do more research. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is His reward. Children are a gift from God, and you need to protect them, okay? They remember people say, oh, children don't know things at a young age, or it's okay for them to watch a violent movie at the age of 5 or 6. No, everything accumulates. Okay, children are very precious. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Okay, that's a promise from the Lord. You train them up as a child, fill their head with the gospel. And at some point, yes, they become adults. They have to go out in the world. But then, at that point, God promises that they will go back to the truth if they go astray. Now, this is more so about Kent here, and it says, I can't find the Bible verse, but I'm paraphrasing. Do not offend one of these little ones. And if you do offend them, it's better that a millstone be tied around your neck and you were thrown into the ocean. That's all. I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff. And Kent is in large violation of that. Big time. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. John 8:32, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And Billy, do you have anything? Would you like to say anything?
No, for the most part, I know that, like I said, I read something you said in a comment, and it struck, it made me remember, hey, we might not agree on everything point by point, but we can definitely agree on this issue that something needs to be done down there at BAL. Whatever you want to say it, but something needs to be done.
Yeah. All right, Billy, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to shut this off, and then I want to talk with you for a second.